Hello.
Yeah, I decided to come inside my door because I like it better. It's nice and calm.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, are you gonna do the intro?
Well, as you said, Friday Bay, yeah. Um, definitely. Well, welcome everyone. Let me just say welcome to everyone. Like, this is about to get on this call because this is about to be a great call. With my amazing life partner, wifey for lifey, Xavier Spraylo, and I'm Devan Edwards. And we are the lifestylists, and we are dedicated to empowering others to create a life of total freedom. That's emotional, abundant, location, time, the financial, the whole nine yards. Um, that's what we do. And today's the title of today is it just came to me. Reevaluate your life and reclaim your power. Hashtag Juneteenth. No, joking. But yeah, yeah. So reevaluate your life and reclaim your power. And now more than ever, we are in a period of time where we are forced to reevaluate the life that we're living, reevaluate the economy we're living in, reevaluate the mindset that we've been carrying with us all this time that's not reaping any benefits or that has, and you just want to grow more. All these things need reevaluating. The ability to just question everything when it doesn't, when things don't, when things don't seem to add up. Can we not subtract ourselves? No. Let's not distract ourselves. That's from my poem, but that's not. But yeah, so yeah, and again, when in terms of reclaiming our power, we need all the power we can muster to combat the confusion in the world. And I definitely want you to speak on that, Zay, and what's been on your heart.
Yeah. So I mean, 2020. If you've never been motivated or empowered to move, like 2020 is definitely your time. I mean, I'm so grateful for everything that's happened thus far in 2020, mainly because we've been praying for this, and I feel like a lot of times we want something and we desire for something in life, but whenever it comes we can't see it because we think it's supposed to look a certain way. And I feel like my whole life growing up, people say, "Oh, I want a break. I want more time off. I want this. I want that." Man, if I didn't have to work, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing that. But I'm just thinking. I mean, we're reopening in certain places. My question is, what have you done? Like, if you've ever thought those words, if you've ever like felt that in your heart, especially if you've said those words, like, what did you do then this pandemic, then this quarantine to to position yourself and your family for the future, to get a bigger return on your life. And just I'm very passionate because I've recently had some conversations with my family, and I feel like, and granted, I'm from a small town. For those of you who don't know, I'm from a small town called Prosperity. So how can I not be successful? Nah, different story. But no, like my town, literally, I think they probably got two stoplights now. But when I grew up, I only remember one stoplight being in the whole little town. Well, like on the main roads,
No words.
And they got rid of the Piggly Wiggly. They got a Bilo now. So um, I'm so grateful where I've come from. But what I realized is, when I just have different conversations with different people, because sometimes I forget because I'm kind of in my own world. But I hear things that I haven't heard in so long, and things that I've had to reevaluate with my life, and I'm like, people still say that, people still believe that, and I'll be transparent. Like, even with like all the things, with all the racial things going on and stuff like that, there's still people believe who like it's weird because there's people who are like, well, I'm beautiful, but then they don't feel comfortable to wear their hair out, or they say, well, I would go natural, but I don't have good hair. So even though they're not literally, you're not speaking on your skin tone specifically, um you're still endorsing a
Perpetuating.
yeah, a stereotype against you. So in my mind, like, I wanted the van to definitely start this off because I just think it's really important. And I feel like I'm qualified to speak on this because I have always been different. I have always thought different. I have always done things differently from anybody around me. I mean, um,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the first, and then everybody, like, I'm like, I've been. I mean, shout out to. I want to just take a break and say shout out to everybody who are stepping up and being open minded, because I remember I've been on this journey about learning about my people, um, this journey of researching and learning history since 2014. That's when I started my journey. And there's always a starting point for every single person. So it's not like, oh, you wait. Like, but I remember I used to get so much backlash. Like when I went through a period of, and this is just an example to really get y'all to understand what we talking about when we say reevaluate your life, your thoughts, your beliefs, your perspective, your mindset. Like when you hear certain things, like, why do you have such a negative reaction, or why are you so opposed, or you know what I mean? Like, this is just an example from my personal life, and it hopes to inspire you, because I feel like now more than ever you have a chance, you have the time um to to um to actually fulfill your purpose, your life, your goals, and actually live, and stop being so afraid, and stop
Mm-hmm.
um living in fear. Like, why? Like, we realize, like, in life, the only thing you cannot come back from, and I say this all the time, is death. You can go broke, you can, you can get your feelings can get hurt, you can the only thing you cannot come back from life and is death. So why are you living a life where you are not being true to you, that you don't want, that you're not happy, that you are being safe, like playing safe,
Mm-hmm.
too cautious? It's like, I just don't like, there's so much beauty, there's so many things to do in this world, but people are still afraid to make investments. People are still afraid to say, you know what, I really don't believe in that, so I'm not going to participate in that. But to not be that sore thumb, people were really like, I've literally, and being, I've had people straight up tell me, like, oh, I'm not really religious. I mean, I don't really, but I don't say that just in case, there is a hell, I don't want to go there. And that just blows my mind, because I'm like, well, if you don't really believe that, like, have you tried to
Question.
like, yeah, question and search and find something? Because at the end of the day, I do believe we all, in order to live this life, especially if you're going to get uncomfortable and stretch yourself and actually go after your purpose and all that, you definitely need a faith, right? And I'm not trying to make this like too religious or anything, but this is just an example of reevaluating, because I definitely believe that we all are spiritual beings, and that's like a major of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just challenge everybody to definitely be empowered, especially during this time of, why do you do the things you do? Why do you say the things you say? Why do you see things? Why do you have perspectives and beliefs like you do? Um, and reevaluate, and definitely see if it's fitting for you. Like try something new. Like, get get other people's, perspectives. Like, because I know, like, even for like, especially now in 2020, like, we're not in the 50s anymore, we're not in the early 2000s anymore, we're in 2020, we're in the digital world, and there are people who are afraid to make money online. And it was like, just like 10 years ago, most people were like, oh, I'm not going to put my credit card online. but the world will force you to. So it's like, if
Yeah,
you really are, if you really want to see a,
backed into a corner.
if you really want to stop being behind. I feel like so many people are behind because they gotta wait and see how it works for everybody else. I don't know. What don't you know? What I know is, I mean, I ain't got life perfect. You know, I'm still trying to figure out. But what I do know is, if I, not judging, just being real. But I feel like sometimes we're afraid to have like these hard talks with people because we don't want to offend anybody. And honestly, I live my life in authenticity, and I literally live my life. But I feel like if you look at your life, like for instance, I'm 26 years old, and when I look at my life, there are many areas that I'm not happy with. So if I look at my life and I'm like, man, for I've been like an adult. What's adult? I guess for like eight, how many 8 years? I don't know how to do math. Hold on, six. Yeah, since I was 18, right? 8 years, right?
Yeah,
Technically,
8 years, babe. 8 years, 8 years.
I'm like, hold on now, get my math right.
I was trying to think like when's the age that you're adult? Like
18, 18, right? So
18,
8 years,
16,
and
I
I'm
don't know.
like, in the past 8 years of my adulthood, there are like some things I'm not happy with my life. So I'm not gonna keep playing it safe and keep just doing what I've been doing because this is what the system told me to do and this is what society is doing. No, I if you're comfortable and you love what you're doing, this is not a message for you. But this is for those people who are like, they're like, oh, I need something, or I need somebody to come save me, or I need an outside source. Not at all. It's all internal, and we're coming to you and highly, highly, highly recommending you to reevaluate your life. Um, in order to get the outcome that you want. Like if you've been doing it wrong for 40, 50, 60 years, stop questioning when the opportunity comes to you. Stop questioning it and trying to fight it, because honestly it may be that that life jacket that your higher source is putting, like you're drowning in, you know, in stress and debt
Mm-hmm.
and your pain and your suffering. That may be the life jacket that that your higher source is trying to give you the opportunity for, to save yourself and your family. But you're so afraid
Yeah,
of change. You're so afraid of, well, what if that's one of those things, or oh, what if I don't get my money, or what if, well, I'm just saying, what if you keep doing what you're doing and you still not happy? Like when I die, I mean, like I said, this is only for people who who want more. I 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 want more. I'm not afraid to say I want more. So this is for people who want more. And I feel like I want to keep going deep, but I'm pretty sure I made that very clear. And I definitely want to give Devin a chance to talk because I would go on.
yeah. So no, definitely go well though. But like even the fact that yeah, what people that you probably do mention, and at times again we've been guilty of the same thing, like in in certain levels of certain levels of thinking that we've previously had in the previous years, even though we still question everything. But it's like the blessing can be right in front of you,
Yeah.
but your vision's so blurred. It's like, yo, just do Ray Charles out here. Just what you doing? And it's like, it's like, it's again, it's just the power of asking, like knowing where to ask and being willing to ask as well. Just those simple questions. As because like if our eyes are blurred, why don't we ask someone to wipe it for us?
Yeah.
Why don't we ask someone to give us that clarity? Because again, remember when the clarity comes, that's when the power comes, and with that power, we can definitely move in the right direction. That's in alignment with our life purpose, our mission. And again, everyone has a mission, but we even if you don't know, ask the question: How do I find my mission? How do I discover my mission? Because there's a lot of people out here doing what they came here to do on this planet,
Hmm.
and some have followed the plan, some didn't. Like they just knew internally. And again, I remember hearing that thing about what's that question? Are you happy?
Mm.
As well, like
Simple.
reevaluation. Like, are you happy? And if not, what are you doing? What do you have a plan for your happiness for getting that which you want?
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
it's just like saying, oh, uh, are you hydrated? No. How do I get hydrated? Oh, let me go drink some water. Like, it gets that simple. It gets that simple. And it's like, oh, uh, are you financially independent? No. Do you want to be? Yes.
No,
Do you have a plan for
you
it? Do you have
have
a plan
a
for it?
plan.
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, how can I financially independent? Then you question, then you do research, then you keep discovering. It's always growth is the end goal. It's always a journey,
Yeah,
and it's like if you're not growing, you're dying,
yeah, yeah.
and you ain't got time to be dying this time. It's a new age, like you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just feel like, hey, we in a whole new decade, and we're in a whole new decade. We're in a whole new age. We're in a whole new
Mhm.
generation. Like y'all, we can't bring 2019 mindset. We can't bring 1990 mindset. We can't bring early 2000. We can't bring 1960s mindset to 2020. Like this, like with technology, with just how
Mhm.
we it's just very interesting. Like I was around some kids this weekend, a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Man, this 3-year-old know how to work technology better than me. And even though I didn't grow up with it, but it's like, bro, you 3, how you know what button to mash? You
For
know what I'm
real.
saying? And so it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like we're in a revolution. I think that's the word. We're in the revolution right now. Like we're in the age of, is that the right word? Revolution? Right? No?
Revolution. It's not an age revolution, but I know what you
No,
mean.
no. I don't know why I was going there. Change that. But we are, I think it's revolution though. It's a word that I'm thinking I can't think of it. But anyways, we are in a time of change. Let's say that. We are in a time of change. And I just really want us all to be successful. Us all simply to be happy. And in order to be happy, we have to live in the highest expression of ourselves. We have to vibrate on the highest frequencies of ourselves, and like whatever that happiness is for you, you can achieve it. It's just that you have to be open to new opportunities. You have to be open to um, new perspectives. You have to be open to new ways of doing things, whether that's how you consume information, how you eat, how
Hmm.
how you travel. Like we don't use maps no more. We all got a map on our phone called GPS. Like things are changing, and I just really hope that like people are not just sitting back and waiting to see how it goes for the first people. I'm always one of the first people, by the way. I'm not, because I'm not afraid to lose money. I'm not afraid to live and take chances. I'm not afraid to fail. Um, I'm really not, but I know there are so many people who will be like, "Oh, let me think about it." What are you thinking? Look at, I thought about it already. If somebody say, "Hey, I thought about it already," because I think about I'm thinking every day, like, okay, there's only to break, and I want to give somebody something tangible to take home and be
Hmm.
able to put it to. There's only there you can break it up to different categories, but there's your personal life, or yourself, right? There's yourself, your personal pillar, right? There's your
Hmm.
financial pillar. How are you earning a life, income? There's your family pillar. There's your health pillar. There's your am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one.
It's the relationships, isn't it?
Well, that's family and relationships.
Yeah, that's one relationships.
Maybe you can break, some people break it down even more, but there's pillars in your life, and when you break down the, whether you do it in 4 or 5 or 7 categories, I know I've seen it broken down into different categories, then you say, okay, this is myself. Am I like, what areas of my life do I want to improve with myself? If you want to be more confident, if you want to be happier, if you want, whatever, and then so you put those two things on the list. Okay, these are the things I need to work on, my confidence, and I want to be happier. And again, you have to like ask yourself, like, what is going to make me happy? If not having a job is going to make you happy, okay, well, find a different way to make money. It's 2020. We're not in the 1950s anymore, right? So there are other ways to make money that could probably fit in your life where you could be happy, right? Health. Um, we can go all day with health. If you're not happy in that area, what in that area would make you happy? Is it,
Mm-hmm.
is it, and break it down, is it just your body weight? Is it how you look? Is it how you feel? Is it healing yourself through holistic medicine? I don't know. But you have to like break it down. And just because somebody said, oh, uh, or I'm just trying to think, or just because everybody else may be doing something else, or just because somebody say, oh, like you shouldn't do it like that, like we all can get to our goals and our dreams on our own journey, our own way. Like some people, like for instance, I'll use this as an example with the health. Like me, I like to take healthy, non-organic meal replacement shakes because I'm an overeater. But then there's some people who are like, no, I can do my chicken, my rice, or my fish and my whatever, and they get to their goals. It's no really wrong way as long as you're consistent and you work towards it. But you have to be open minded. Like, and then there's like people who straight up quit, on their before. I'm not. There's people who quit on themselves because it got hard or because they were uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. Life isn't easy. If not,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't be on a journey to figuring these things out. But yeah, so after you break down those different categories, um see what's fitting for you. Even, oh, and spiritual, that's the one we forgot. How do we forget spiritual? Like, if there's an area, like for me, and I'm being transparent, like me conforming me conforming to a religious group was not fulfilling for my soul. It did not feed me. And
Yeah, indeed.
I educated myself. I read the material, and it didn't make sense to my lifestyle and who I wanted to be. So I um I formed I formed a spiritual foundation that was true to me, and I'm not a part of any like religious group or anything, or I'm not religious at all, but I still have a spiritual foundation that feeds me,
Mm-hmm.
that's within my purpose and that's for me, and that helps me go that helps me get through. So I still do have a faith, I still have a belief, but it's just not the traditional kinds, because those didn't align with my life. They didn't align with my life, they didn't align with my beliefs. I can't follow somebody who doesn't look like me, and um it's also supported by another group of people who are against me. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I had to go out and I had to do the research and I had to pray and I had to figure it out on my own, like what's true to me. So I mean, again, I'm just really passionate about this, and like, I know I kind of touched on the religious side a little bit, just because of it's a lot of things going on in the world, but I definitely thought it was so important for us to come and talk to you all about this today, because y'all, we have to change. We can't do what our grandparents did, our great grandparents. Like, that was a different time. That was a
Mm-hmm.
different day. We can't just do, well, I was taught this. But do you know why they taught you this? It may have a reason, but it may not apply today. Don't just do what you've been doing because you're comfortable with doing it or because somebody told you. Like, literally open up your minds and think for yourself and try new things for you, so you can be happy if that's what you're looking for. I've never heard somebody say, I just want to have a bad day. I'm going to have a bad day today. Today's going to be the worst day of my life. Nobody wakes up and say stuff like that. No, I never.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
for real.
sure. I'm pretty sure nobody has ever. So if I know everybody's looking for some type of level of happiness and some type of level of improvement in some area of their life. Like I said, it can be any of those pillars. And I really believe, like, if you start like figuring out where you are by asking those questions, like, okay, I want better health, right? I want better health, but I'm here, and try to ask yourself the questions, and then also understand why you have the mindset of where you are, and how you are. I hope that makes sense. I feel like this subject
No,
is so complex. Like, I can't even break
yeah,
it down
very
into
is.
one conversation. But I feel like we definitely went over the time. But you have anything that
Yeah, just another thing that just came to mind was just about if you like go to like investors in anything, at the core of the core level, people always ask like, what is this, an asset or is this a liability? You know what I mean? And not like, even though things may be an asset, we still don't value that asset
Mm.
as much as we. So like, I'm giving an example. Time.
Mm.
When we started valuing our time,
Yeah.
that was a game changer for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I need that time
Yeah.
to unlearn, relearn, and learn,
Yeah. That's true.
and
Oh my.
grow through that
Yeah.
and earn, because comes
Un-
hand in hand.
you said unlearn, relearn, and earn.
Hmm.
I like that a lot. And I can. That is so true because I remember when we first met, you always had like a slot of time for anime, and
It's true. No, no, no. It's true.
you
It's
were
true.
so faithful. Like you were so like you now you used to be like, "This is my anime time," and I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, and I don't think you really watch it anymore unless you just mute me and.
Yeah, because I'm pretty much on the phone the whole days the
But
rest of the time.
I'm so proud of your growth, babe. But anyways, I definitely hope that this was a value. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't actually.
I feel
Because
like
again, if we carry on, we could go for like a
yeah,
whole hour. I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
like.
I'm pretty sure we
Hmm.
wait 30 minutes. But if you found this was a value, please like go ahead and like drop some hearts below, y'all. Go ahead and share this, even if you feel like it's maybe for somebody else. But ultimately, our goal is to empower people to live a life fully lived. Like when
Hmm.
when I die, I want to say I did everything, I tried everything, and I want to be. I don't want to be content. I want to live a full life. I don't want to exist. And I feel like now
Hmm.
is the time where we can take advantage of like we can take advantage of everything that's around us. We're in the time of change, so even if we think and we strongly believe something should be a way, we can actually make it happen as a collective. And so I really hope that I really hope that you take what fit for you and continue to share it with the world. And y'all, let's live our best lives. Let's operate in our higher selves, and
Hmm.
let's grow.
And yeah, and even
Break
another thing as well
generational
is like.
curses. No more like let's break all the generational curses. Like that's another reason I'm so passionate. Like I have to break this chain. I have to. I do not want my kids with the mindset or the money problems that my past has faced. And I didn't really grow up in like poverty or anything like that. I've been truly blessed. I'm truly honored to be a part of my family. But I want more. We deserve more. My family is gonna
Hmm.
have more. And I feel like why not? And I know there are a lot of people who want the same, but they just scared to say it. I'm not. I'm not. I'm tired of at just playing it small, being mediocre. I want more. I want to give more. I want to do more. And I hope that you are empowered to do the same thing with your life and your family. You were you gonna?
Hmm. Yeah, so and if there's anyone that's watching this as well, and there's an aspect of their life that they're currently reevaluating, and they want to reclaim power in that aspect of their life, I would say definitely reach out to the lifestylist, us. If it's health freedom that you want to that you're reevaluating and wanting more power in, if it's time freedom, emotional freedom, the financial aspect, yeah, definitely emotional as well, because and the travel freedom as well, the location. Because again, it's about empowering people and connecting them to that knowledge. So the information is out there, but and this is in terms of asking yourself, knowing where to ask. The lifestyles are here for you to ask those questions. But if the key thing is, are you willing to ask?
Mm. Are you
Are
willing to
you
be
willing
open?
to reevaluate your life? Are you willing?
Yeah, yeah. And without further ado,
Mhm.
we're gonna let y'all enjoy y'all Friday. Happy June 19th. All right, and just go be great, y'all. Go be great. Live your life and make it phenomenal. Talk to y'all soon.
Take care, everyone.